Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin Nabilah binti Dul and my metric number is AN200142. We are from Group 3 who would like to present our project which title is Air Pollution to Global Warming. Next, this is our group members. First, Ainul Natasha binti Muhammad Halim, Fatin Nabilah binti Dul, Hiu Roja and Hao Han Ching. Next, these are our table of contents. I would like to present the relationship between global warming and climate change. Nowadays, we always hear new reports related to global warming and climate, including in Malaysia. Climate change is the alteration in our weather pattern that results from a rise in the Earth's mean temperature. A part of climate change is global warming. The term global warming is increase in the near surface temperature of the Earth. Climate change describes the long-term rising change in variables related to the climate. The increase in air pollution is a major cause of climate change. Various human material activities, including mainly the burning of fossil fuel, industrial activity and deforestation for agriculture and urbanization purpose, increase the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, thus affecting the chemical balance of this atmosphere. Although human factors seem to be blamed for climate change over the past few decades, both natural and human sources may contribute to it. According to John Walk, the majority of air pollution is caused by energy usage and production. Greenhouse gases may trap heat and raise the temperature of the Earth if they are present in the atmosphere in a bit of amount. Over thousands of years, carbon dioxide concentration have been steadily increasing in our atmosphere. Mostly, the scientists say there is a 95% chance that human activity is the cause. We have been burning more and more fossil fuel like oil and coal, which release carbon dioxide to power our home, factories, airplane and car. The global population has tripled in the past 70 years, and we are consuming more product from animals that release another pollutant called methane. So all those gases are in the air, and when sunlight enters the atmosphere, some of the heat is trapped, making the planet our planet is warmer, and because of this, we call it greenhouse effect. The use of fossil fuel, including coal and petroleum-based fuel, causes the release of gases carbon dioxide, methane, chlorofluorocarbon gases, and nitrous oxide. The ozone layer deterioration has been related to the use of chlorofluorocarbon gases in air conditioner. The amount of UV radiation, which is stratospheric ozone, normally absorbed increase when ozone level in the upper atmosphere are reduced. So the result is maybe human can have skin cancer and cataracts. So we must control and stabilize global warming by reducing greenhouse gas emission to a level that will prevent dangerous anthropogenic interference with the climate system. Everyone can do that by shifting to renewable energy, reducing the use of cars, use train more, and cycling more. To prevent global warming, we can reduce the amount of energy we use. For example, turning off electrical appliances when not in use. We also use sources of energy that do not emit carbon dioxide, such as solar, hydrogen, wind, and biodiesel. That's all of my part. Thank you.
Selamat sejahtera and good day. My name is Sharaja and 200201, and now I'm going to proceed the causes of air pollution and climate change. From the journal we refer, Air pollution not only generates destructive effects on the public well-being, but also on the ecosystem and the Earth at the same time. Air pollution eventually leads to climate change. There is a strong connection between air pollution and climate change owing to the fact that both global environmental issues share the same resources. Climate change is affected by two prominent factors: natural processes such as the variation in solar activity and volcanic eruptions, and the anthropogenic actions. Based on the report released by the United States Environmental Protection Agency (EPA), anthropogenic activities have contributed to the climate change through greenhouse gas emissions and reflectivity of the sun energy. The major contributors of greenhouse gases to the greenhouse effect are carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and water vapor. As mentioned before, these gases are the same sources of air pollution. Among the human activities that contribute to the release of greenhouse gases and climate change, transportation is the prominent contributor of greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide emissions. Most transportation vehicles such as cars, motorcycles, ships, and airplanes run on fossil fuels. Based on the data released by EPA, a typical passenger vehicle emits approximately 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide per year. Referring to the data obtained, the source of transportation occupies the largest proportions of greenhouse gas emissions in 2020. Aside from transportation, power production is one of the anthropogenic actions that contribute to the greenhouse effects and climate change. From the result obtained by EPA, power production occupies the second largest share of greenhouse gas emissions, which is 25% of the total emissions. Besides, the use of air conditioners also results in hydrofluorocarbon emissions. Hydrofluorocarbon is one of the contributors to climate change as hydrofluorocarbon has a larger or higher global warming potential (GWP) than carbon dioxide. And next, deforestation. Deforestation gives rise to greenhouse effects emissions as well. Trees and forests consume carbon dioxide produced by human beings and other forms of life on Earth and release oxygen. Besides, deforestation leads to the limitation of nature's ability to keep emissions out of the atmosphere, since the green plants help in absorbing the carbon dioxide that contribute to global warming. In addition, the storing carbon will be released when the forest has been cut down. Last but not least, population growth is one of the anthropogenic actions that contribute to greenhouse gases. The level of releasing greenhouse gases keeps at a rising rate as the global population rises due to the increasing usage of fossil fuels. Manufacturing and industrial activities contribute to the production of greenhouse gases emissions due to the burning of fossil fuels to produce energy of manufacturing goods. Besides, the number of factories and industry is rapidly growing due to the instantaneous growth of the global population. The waste gases containing carbon dioxide and methane generated by the machines will be released into the atmosphere. And that's all for my part. Thank you.
Good morning, Doctor. My name is Hao Han Ching, and my matrix number is AN200211. And now I'm going to present for the effect of the global warming and climate change, where the global warming and climate change has led various impact to environment, social economy, and human health. For example, this phenomenon has caused a drought and a flooding, where the drought will harm the global food security and the flooding can result in spreading of disease and disrupt ecosystem and impact the human health by the increasing number of illness and death. First of all, the climate change and the global warming actually affected the human health in various ways through the prolonged and the frequently extreme weather events such as the flood and storm, heat wave, exposed to water, vector-borne disease, disruption of food security, and others. For example, the hot weather exposes humans to high temperature for a long period of time and will lead to heat-related illness such heat stroke and even death if left untreated. Besides that, the global warming will increase the water temperature where will alter timing vibrio volcanics growth and it will increasing exposures and waterborne illness to human. Moreover, the high temperature and decreasing of the precipitation that contributed by climate change are resulting in increase of particulate matter and ozone will have to worsen the outdoor air quality, where this situation has elevated the risk of human suffer from the cardiovascular and respiratory illness. Then, the next effect is on water, where climate change, disrupting weather patterns lead to extreme weather events, unpredictable water availability, exacerbating water, and water supplies contaminated, where this drastically impact the quantity and the quality of water resource. For example, heavy precipitation for a long period will resulting in the flooding and increases the difficulty to access the safe drinking water. And flooding actually can cause the entire water supply contaminated and could even increase the risk of spreading the diseases such as cholera and typhoid. Moreover, the global warming melting the glacier lead to the rise of water level, where at the same time making the fresh water become salty. And the last is, as the water resource that people relying on are compromised, the water stress is exacerbated and leading to an increased competition of water. After that, I will continue this presentation with the effect on the air quality, where the global warming give rise to the temperature and disrupt the weather patterns, where lead the air quality become worse. First is the wildfires will increase as the consequence of the global warming, and then will increase the severity as the climate change by emitted the carbon dioxide and other air pollutants. Then the high temperatures as the impact of the climate change will increase the ground level ozone, where exposed to these pollutants are at a great risk of dying prematurely or for the respiratory problem. After that, it is estimated that higher concentration of ozone due to the climate change result in tens of thousands of additional ozone-related illness and premature death per year by 2030. Lastly, I will present the effect on the food security. And the global warming and climate change has direct impact for the food security, and this is because the concentration of carbon dioxide in the air could act as the fertilizer for the plants, but at the same time, the protein and the essential minerals contained inside the crops such as wheat, rice, plants, potato, were making them less nutritious. Moreover, the climate change caused risk of exposure to chemical contaminants in food increase such as the high sea surface temperature will lead to high mercury concentration in seafood. An increase in extreme weather event will introduce contaminant in the food chain through the stormwater runoff. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Natasha Halim and I will present about mitigation measures. So air pollution really affects human health where millions of people worldwide die prematurely each year as a result of air pollution. So each of people in every layer of society can help reduce air pollution by improving their behavior and way of life, such as buying less energy for supply, transportation, and homes. So there are ways for society to reduce the greenhouse gases. Firstly, people need to reduce energy consumption. For instance, lower the temperature, turn off the light when you leave the house, and unplug any electronics. It can help reduce the production of dangerous greenhouse gases. Next, people should think about purchasing an energy-saving appliance. With energy-saving appliance, people can effectively minimize their personal gases emission by reducing the amount of energy consumed and amount of electricity utility must supply. Other than that, people can invest on energy solar panel where the generation of solar energy in urban areas is a solution to help reduce our fossil fuel usage and is an effective method of preventing global warming by reducing emission of greenhouse gases. So next is for industrial company. Each of industrial company must follow the requirement of environmental regulation in order to keep the factory open and prevent environmental pollution. So therefore, companies should reduce several aspects of their operations to conserve energy by lowering the facilities' overall emission in the process. Next, industrial companies should use factory smoke filters to help reduce the quantity of smoke release while also making sure that no dangerous compounds are spread among the manufacturing smoke. So lastly is for government and non-government body. So clean air is a significant public health concern since air pollution worsens the illness like asthma and causes cancer, bronchitis, and also other serious health issues. To spread awareness, both government and non-government bodies should share information to the community through all platforms such as news, internet, and media. This could open the eye of the community so that they can start to reduce air pollution. So next, both government and non-government body could launch awareness campaign to help the community understand how to handle this problem better. This environmental love campaign can at least increase the public awareness of the value of protecting the environment. Then, high fines can be issued on those who violated the law as an additional method of teaching the general public how to behave better. Their behavior ought to serve as a warning to others to be more cautious when handling issues regarding air quality. So, for the conclusion, in short, all layers of community should play their own part on reducing global warming. With reduced greenhouse gas emission, global warming can be avoided, thus transforming our environment into a healthy one. As we know, greenhouse gas emissions are increasing, which will increase the temperatures and lead to global warming. Therefore, communities should reduce environmental pollution, especially air pollution, as air pollution much contribute to greenhouse gases production. Together, we could save the earth. Thank you.